I'm representing the content department at StarSat. I'm the head of content for StarSat. And just maybe, let me just give you a bit of an overview. And the reason why I brought an AV is because I know that not everyone here knows StarSat. If I came up and I said I'm DSTV, SABC, I think automatically people would know those platforms. StarSat, for those who don't know, is a multi-channel platform. It's a satellite platform. We currently have about 118 channels on the platform. We've got 4 bouquets, of which the common bouquets are the 2 bouquets, one which is called Special, which is 99 Rand, and with 45 channels. Another one called Super, which is like Premium, which is 84 channels. We are a subsidiary, or we are in partnership with a Chinese brand called StarTimes Media, which is a technology company that produces a lot of phones, decoders, satellite dishes, the technology of DTT and the technology of satellite. But then they decided to partner with broadcasters in Africa to expand themselves and become media player. And in the rest of Africa, they are known as StarTimes. Most of what they offer in the rest of Africa is digital terrestrial television. They have partnered with a lot of African countries. And as one of the shareholders in the South African company, so StarSat is a South African company on digital media, which previously launched Top TV in 2010. And some of you, if you were following, you would know that Top TV then nearly filed for bankruptcy. They didn't have finances, and this is where StarTimes came as a shareholder, and other departments like the IDC, the NEF, the Development Bank of South Africa, and so on. They came on board to assist, and then we rebranded, and now it's called StarSat. Okay, so that's who we are. We are going to plan a proper launch, but we've never shut down. We've been doing business, especially in the rest of Africa, where we've been piggybacking on the StarTimes brand, and it's been growing. We've been growing a lot in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. Now it's time for us to grow in South Africa. Requires us to deliver 15% of local content. So, we must ensure that we deliver against that. So that's the first thing. Secondly, our research shows that the top performing content, the most watched content in South Africa is local content. In fact, the most watched content in each and every African country is the local content within that country. That's just the trend. So it's within our interest to grow our local content on our platform. We've got currently 4 local channels. The third one I can't really call local, even though it does carry local content. It's a movie channel. And on that channel, it's mostly Hollywood movies, but we do have, we are a bit fussy about the quality. We do take on movies from anywhere around the world. So if you've got Yesterday, or we've got Tsotsi, or Jerusalem, those are the type of movies, local movies that we have featured. In fact, in this past year, on that channel. We've got a local lifestyle series channel, and on that channel we hope to have at least 80% local content on there, moving it towards 100%. The good thing about being a multi-channel platform is that we can have 100% channel with local content. We can have a channel with 100% genre, one specific genre. Our target for at least end of next year is to have 80% of that channel being South African content. We've got another channel called StarTimes Africa 2, which is a more Pan-African content, but from the perspective of South Africa. That channel will carry about 40% South African content, 60% African content. So that channel is ring-fenced for African content. Content from the diaspora is also fine, but it needs to be African. Now, internally, a lot of people say, but what is African? Is it a black channel? It's not a black channel. It's an African channel. So, it will have content that represents Africa in its diversity. So that is Star Times Africa. And then we've got a channel, another one called Star Times Gospel. That, as the name says, is a Christian channel. So it's a 100% Christian lifestyle channel. So it's not necessarily a music channel. It's not necessarily a sermon channel. We've got sermons, we've got music. 50% of the channel is music, but the other 50% is lifestyle. So it's cooking shows, dramas, children's shows, and so on. So it's different programming that makes up that channel. So even that channel, we would like to make sure that it really is more South African than international. We will still have some of the international content, a lot of the international content on there. So if there are pastors that are, world-renowned and South Africans follow them, we will have them on that channel, as we do currently. So basically those are currently the local channels that we put together in South Africa. The other channels are third-party channels that obviously we then just license. Now the other thing which I'm introducing to you, I know maybe some of you are not at that stage yet, but I can see in the audience that it's a diverse representation of the industry. So there are people here that can do this. We also carry full channels. So instead of just programming, we've got, for instance, we've been carrying a 100% music channel. I think come June, I was making fun of Saudi, saying that we've been doing this for the past 3 years or so. We've had 100% music, South African music channel that is co-produced with a South African producer who approached us. They've got they had this idea, and we've branded it as a StarSat. So when you look at it, it looks like a StarSat channel, but it actually belongs to him. So we call it a white label channel. So we are also, because obviously our scheduling is not only programming, it's also channels. We are also in the business of getting a full channel from producers. If you are ready to do that, we are open to have that discussion. We've got a number of those channels. I mean, we've got an Afrikaans channel, we've got a music channel, we've got 2 music channels. In fact, we've got a 100% soul, SA music, we've got an educational channel, and so on. So we've got those channels where basically the producer compiles the channel and they deliver the feed to us, and then we put it on. So there's that process as well. And I think that's where we should be moving towards, because we are moving towards DTT. And the SABC or OpenView or even us, when you get into DTT, you can't run all the channels. You can't have content to fill all the channels. You've got spectrum, and you've got enough space that allows you to deliver a full channel. So maybe when you do your program, come up with concepts that are scalable, that can also go, become channels one day. So basically that's who we are. How do we do business with you? Currently, because we are relatively new in South Africa, we may have partners and we may be bigger in Nigeria and other countries, but we have to work with a South African budget based on our subscriber numbers. In South Africa, we don't have more than 100,000 subscribers at the moment. We only got out of business rescue in August, so we're starting to do marketing, and our subscribers are growing. But until our subscribers reach a certain stage or a certain number, we will be licensing content. And so we've started, and we've been doing this for the past, from 2013, where we ask for pre-licenses and pre-sales. And we basically say, we know the complexities of a producer going and getting funding to produce, because then what happens is they say, do you have a platform or do you have a broadcaster? And then when you go to a broadcaster and you want to own the intellectual property on your own content, the broadcaster says, show me that you are going to be able to produce this, because it's a risk. So what we do is we take away that element of the chicken and an egg situation. So we are willing to give you a commitment based on a proposal. So if you say, this is my concept, and on your concept you put down what your business plan is. Now the difference is with other broadcasters, I suppose, is it's important to have a business plan. Because if you are going to come up with a pre-sale, the distribution model of your concept is very important. We want to see that you've considered not only getting the funding, but how you're going to get an ROI, return on investment, for your concept once we've supported you. Because we only come in really in two parts. We say we will give you a letter of intent based on the concept because we believe in it. That letter of intent you can take and use it to raise funds. And in the letter of intent, we commit that we will license it. We can even tell you upfront how much we will license it for. And then you would go out, raise your funds, but then once you're finished, you need to prove part of the conditions in the letter of intent is that you do actually successfully raise funds. When you come to us and you say, KZN from Commission has come on board, I've got the DTI rebate, I've got an angel funder, and I've got a loan, and here are the letters, we then say, yeah, now we can get into a contract. And then, you then go out and you produce it and you deliver it. Now, the good thing about it, which is different to a commission, is after that process, the project is yours. We don't take any intellectual property. We don't own it, you own it. But we can help you with the development of it. We can help you with structuring of the business plan so that you can then ensure that you've got a distribution model thereafter. We're not necessarily going to distribute it for you. You need to then work with a distributor and so on. Some of the people that we've worked with, because we know distributors, we do advise them on who you can work with to assist you. To make sure that your project travels to other countries, your project travels to markets, film markets around the world, and so on. So that's the approach that we have. The idea, of course, is that we hope that when you invest in your own concept and it needs to bring money back for you, you will make sure that it's quality enough for you to be able to sell it at any other market, or for you to be able to sell it to another broadcaster to make money out of it. One of the first projects that we've done is a reality program that we did with David Kaff, and for the first time, he's looking to distribute it to another broadcaster. And we want to see how that goes and then see what the benefit is. So it is a pilot phase for us insofar as that is concerned. But in terms of projects that we've actually gotten on board like that, we've got a number of projects. We've got a telenovela that is broadcasting. We've got another 3 telenovelas that are basically, we've given letters of intent, of which 2 we are in contracting phase because they've managed to raise the funds. And so it is happening. And then obviously we've got other series. We've got partnerships with 2 producers, both of them in Joburg, unfortunately, for you. But we would like to obviously develop relationships with a number of producers around the country, to make sure that we spread ourselves. Because obviously we would like our subscriptions to come across the whole country. And basically, that's the main model currently that we've been using. If you've got money and you've licensed and you can produce a whole program and you deliver it, you can do that, and that's a pure license. We currently launched Masekwa Ties earlier, about 3 months ago in September. We launched a telenovela called Masekwa Ties, and that's what the producer did. He went and he said, David, I'm going to produce it with my own money. Promise me you'll license it. He's produced it. We are now going to season 2 of Masekwa Ties, and we've also put down a letter of intent for season 3 and season 4. So that, and as long as the producers delivers, we will continue in that vein. And that Masekwa Ties is produced in such a manner that it can travel internationally. It can be sold in Canada, it can be sold in Nigeria and other parts of the world.
Okay. Absolutely lovely, very clear, nice session, motivated people. You spoke directly to producers, aspiring producers now know exactly how the SABC operates. So your speech was really, really very clear. Can you just please touch for us on the issue of probably just, the process, just a little bit on the process again, in case somebody else out there did not hear?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the SABC accepts proposals from the industry, and we've got a very clear process. And just to make it easy for producers, and it's for reference purposes, you can just go directly onto our website. The SABC website has been simplified to make this process easier to understand. It's www.sabc.co.za, and you go to request for proposals, and there you will find all the information, including the forms, which are simplified. It's 3 pages of forms that you have to fill in. It will ask for a title, whatever, and you just fill out that information. You attach your proposal at the back, and you send it. And for the producers that are in KZN, it is very easy. If you don't want to post it, you can be able to deliver it at the SABC in our branch here at the region, and you just go to our reception and you ask to submit a proposal for television and tell them that it's going to Johannesburg. It's addressed to the people that you'll find, like Blessed Kadio. His details are on the website as well, and it goes straight to us in Johannesburg. You will be issued with the receipt number. You are able to follow up if there is any query. That receipt number you use for any queries that you may have. But we find that our processes are moving quite smoothly, yes.
And as a content producer, somebody's asking out there, what do you look for a proposal to at least get consideration? Now, you touched on a few points there. Just quickly, just PowerPoint them. What do you typically look for as a commissioning producer?
In short, it's great ideas. It's innovative ideas. It's brilliant ideas, things that will keep an audience glued to the screen. It's just as simple as that. Nothing under the sun is new. We still look for great content that will keep our audiences so that we are able to generate revenue, we are able to deliver on our mandates as the SABC, we are able to get audiences watching our television program as a preferred channel than competition. That's what it's all about. So bring us great ideas and we'll buy.
Lastly, people are anticipating your new string of channels. When are they going to be up and running, and when will you be making that call out to those great and exciting and creative producers to come through and bring content?
I think 2017 is going to be a very important year at the SABC. We've had some challenges with launching DTT, and we are hoping that at the last part of 2017, these channels will be rolled out, and it would then mean that we need content. And we've spoken today about the announcements that we'll be making on television, on radio, on film commissions like this one, calling for producers to come and present their ideas, because we'll need a lot of content. So all that will be rolled out, and you will get all the information on all our platforms and all our partners. The information will be available, and we'll be looking forward to seeing a lot of producers coming in with their great ideas. And there is an opportunity for regional content as well to start really being rolled out in a big way. So we're looking forward to it. We're quite excited about what is coming up at the SABC.
Thank you so much for your passion and the time you've taken to come here and inform the public on our national broadcaster. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.